everybody. It's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron and our shows, Weekends with Mr. Cast Iron. And we've got a really great guest tonight. Many of you know her. Many of you may have even been interviewed by her. I know I have personally, and she's a wonderful person, and we've been looking forward to getting her on the other side of the camera. So with that said, let me go ahead and pull our guest on. Hey,
Hi.
Grace. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, I guess. Can't complain too much for an old fat man. Well, glad you're here with us tonight. I've got several people already starting to pop in here. Looks like Mark and Rosa's with us, cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. He's our moderator, so good to have Stephen. There's Cam and Teresa with flour, eggs, and yeast. So I know you've interviewed them before.
Yeah.
And so good deal. Well, they're probably going to have some questions for you on this side of it then. So anyway, we'll let a few of these. There's Jamie Mack. He's over in Scotland. We're going to be interviewing him coming up another week or two. And so we're looking forward to that as well. But anyway, naturally, I'd get choked up here right off the bat. So you got me choked up, Grace.
You know.
Well, can you give us a minute or two and kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Well, my name is Grace. The channel's called Chef Grace's Place, mainly because there were a lot of 12-year-olds with the name Grace, so I had to rank a little higher than them, so I put the chef in front of it. I am a pastry chef, but in the restaurant industry world, it's kind of not cool to like call yourself chef. You gotta, so I just had to explain that.
Okay.
But anyway, but I started cooking when I was like 14 years old. I started a bagel store in New Jersey, and then I worked in an Italian place. I always wanted to be a chef, and then I went to pastry school. I fell in love with pastry when I was doing a cooking class in high school, and I am allergic to shellfish, so I couldn't participate in that part of the course. And the teacher was like, "Here, go make a plum tart." I was like, "This is fun." So that's kind of where I started. And watching Jacques Torres on TV, making chocolate sculptures and stuff too. But then I went to pastry school. Then I wound up working fine dining around Philly and New York, and kind of got some burnout, and then started teaching because it pays way more than just cooking. And then kind of got more burnout, and then I was like, how do I live like Anthony Bourdain without needing a TV show? And then I was like, I'm going to be an international flight attendant. So then I flew around, wrote a book on cooking with cannabis. And then the pandemic happened, and I lost my flight attendant job because the airline shut down. And I started a YouTube channel.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I mean, there's so much there. We're just going to have to unpack some of this. So, wow, you wrote a book and everything. I didn't realize that. I guess I don't think you mentioned that to me before. Maybe you did, but
because I was interviewing you.
I know. See there? Now the tables have turned. So
yes.
Anyway, we got Lisa D's Delight with us tonight. We got Strong's Adventures, Billy over at Strong's Adventures. Let's see who else popped in here real quick while we were talking. Well, anyway, folks, if you've not yet been over to Chef Grace's Place and checked out her channel, be sure and do so. Stephen's got all of her information here in the chat room, and you can go check out her channel and check out some of her videos and give her a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed, be sure and hit that subscribe button. I know she'll certainly appreciate that, and tell her that you've seen her on over here at Mr. Cast Iron's channel, and I know she'll appreciate that. So, well, with that out of the way here, let's kind of unpack a little bit of some of that, because you threw a bunch on us here. So the pandemic and losing your job. Now you lost your airline stewardess job, and so you created a YouTube channel after that. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, before the pandemic, I was working 2 jobs. I was teaching pastry at Sur La Table part-time on the days off from flying. And and both of those shut down when the pandemic hit. So I am not really good at doing nothing. So I was like, I was going to start a YouTube channel before when I was flying, because I went to so many incredible places. I was like, I gotta show people this.
Right.
But then it didn't happen. But it worked out because I got the ring light before everyone else during the pandemic was like, I need to start a YouTube channel. So I got a good price on that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, now you're actually, you may not be able to travel around and do some of that, but you are actually doing some filming. I think like at a what do you call it, flea market or something like that there around close to where you are. Is that right?
Yeah, I was selling some baked goods at the farmer's market.
Farmer's market, yeah.
But in Florida, it gets really hot around this time. Like, you don't want to be outside. So I'll probably start up. Maybe I might start up again next season, but I also don't know if I want to go back, because I want to focus on this. I really want to just throw everything I got into the YouTube channel, basically.
Yeah. So you're looking at trying to go full time with it then, is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I wish if I can make a living doing this, like, I don't think there's any better job in the world,
Couldn't ask for more, could you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like Mike, Dude's Kitchen and Grills with us. Good to have Mike, and cooking with this guy. Stephen's over in Dublin, Ireland. Good to have Stephen back with us. And so, but anyway, so that was interesting. I just wondered how you actually got started doing that. Was it just because of your cooking background you decided to go in that direction, or are you doing other things on your channel? I know you're certainly doing some podcasting, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that here in a little bit, because you did interview me, and I know Cam and Teresa's on there and several other people that we know. But just the cooking background, was that basically the direction you wanted to go because of your schooling and everything?
Yeah, it's really just my passion. I mean, the whole reason I became a flight attendant was just so I could go eat around the world.
Hey, that's good enough for me.
So I just want to learn the food is, it's really how I relate to people, I think. And it's, it doesn't matter what your politics are or whatever, like everyone can talk about a good meal. So
everybody's got to eat, don't they?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Food's a good topic, no doubt. So, well, good deal. Is there any, does it look like there's any possibilities of any of the other jobs coming back, or do you think that COVID's pretty much knocked that out?
I went back to Sur La Table for a little bit, but it was not, they went bankrupt and got bought by another company, which is kind of the same company, but the management, I don't really want to talk too much shit, but we were having trouble getting proper ventilation and clean towels, and I was like, I'm not risking my health to be here.
Yeah.
And then the airline, technically it closed. Kind of similar story. It went bankrupt, and then the people that started it, they went from Norwegian Airlines, and now it's going to North Atlantic Airlines, which is the same company with a different name. So now the union is trying to argue that and be like, you got to hire your old employees back. So
yeah.
But honestly, if I could go back to flying, it would be cool, because then I could take the podcast with me and just go to Copenhagen and be like, interview a chef there,
Right. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Cool. Well, we got In the Kitchen with Karen with us. I know you know Karen, don't you?
Yes, I do. She's got to come on my podcast because she won the Nacho Dilla challenge.
There you go. There you go, Karen. You're on the spot now. So let me get her off of there. Okay. All right. Well, just kind of curious now, how do you come up with some of the recipes? Was it something that you grew up doing? I know your mother is there sometimes. I hear in the background on some of your videos. So
she was watching the first taping in there. But I usually, I don't know. It's a combination of maybe I'll see a video of someone doing something similar and like, oh, I could do that, but maybe I would do it this way. Like
Right.
just showing your interpretation of it. That's something I also like about food. It's like you can put all different kinds of spins on it, you know, not every like mac and cheese, like everyone makes it different, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's a good thing about recipes not being copyrighted, right? We can all take a recipe and do it however we want to do it. So
Yeah.
that's great. What are you working on right now? Anything?
I am working on, the thing is like, I love making cooking videos, but I hate editing them.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a pumpernickel bread recipe because a lot of it comes with just talking to people, but I was talking to someone about how gross pumpernickel was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I had it like a fresh pumpernickel in pastry school, and it was like a totally different bread. So
Wow.
I was like, oh, I should make a video about that.
Wow, you're answering one of my questions. That's actually one of my questions. If you have a certain food that you hated when you were a kid that you find yourself liking now, so pumpernickel, huh?
Yeah, well, it's with that question, I mean, your taste buds change like every 7 years. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't kill you when you're a kid, usually you'll grow to like it. So like I hated mushrooms and onions and blue cheese and that kind of stuff when I was a kid, and now they're all my favorite things to eat.
Yeah, I hear you. Little Eric's in the house with us. Are you familiar with little Eric, Grace?
I think I am.
Little Eric's about 6 years old, maybe going on 7 now, and he lives down in Trinidad. And he's got his own cooking channel and everything. He's got a little over 500 subscribers, so he's
I've been
always
trying to
doing
figure out where he was cooking the whole time.
Yeah,
me and my boyfriend were having like debates on it.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Cast Iron just popped in. Here's Teresa. Teresa, this is Grace. I know you haven't never met her yet, so. But
I feel like
anyway.
I know you though. Do you know what was funny? When I interviewed you, it was Teresa's birthday, and so it was March 2nd, and I was like, there's something really important about this date, and I can't remember. And then the next day, I'm talking to my boyfriend, and I'm like, our anniversary was yesterday.
See there?
So now I always remember Teresa's birthday.
Oh, good. Now I'll remember that.
Wow, that's too crazy. So did you get in trouble? Were you in the doghouse? You probably had to cook something nice, didn't you?
No, we both forgot. So
it wasn't just our fault.
So that was a washout there, wasn't it? That's funny right there.
Oh, right. Reputation of forgetting our anniversary.
I'll try to remind you next year.
Well, you're talking about editing your cooking recipes. What do you actually record on your videos?
I record on a Canon. It's right there. I'm going to show you because I always forget the name of it.
Okay.
It's got a lot of numbers.
Well, Mike says he still don't like broccoli. He still hates broccoli even when he was a kid, I guess. Oh yeah.
So, I really like this part, but I heard it's a Canon G7X Mark II, but the Mark III apparently has all the stuff where you could put like a microphone in it and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm bummed. But I got this when I was writing my book because I took all the pictures in the book. So,
wow.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that book, if you don't mind.
Well, it's a book about cooking with cannabis. Okay. When a long time ago, I was in college. I was dating a veteran, and they all use cannabis to treat their post-traumatic stress disorder. So they used to smoke all the time, and I was like, smoking's not good for you. Like, no matter what you're smoking, like, inhaling smoke is bad for you. So why don't we figure out a way where you can eat it, and then you're not smoking, you're not getting a cough and, yellow teeth and stuff like that. So that's kind of where that started. And then it's definitely, it has its medicinal properties, but it's just like anything else where like if you abuse it, people abuse it.
Right.
So we wound up breaking up a while after that. But when I was flying, I was kind of like, they were talking about it more in the media about legalizing cannabis and all that other stuff. So I kind of was starting to reflect on like all the things that I did and learned, and then I wound up writing this book. So
When was that? Was it a couple years ago or?
I wrote the book in 2018.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, I was probably like 2012, 2013 when I was dating him. But
Yeah.
it was it's college.
Yeah. What was one of your favorite recipes in that?
I gotta say, I definitely like perfected the classic brownie for sure. And that brownie, like all the recipes in the book can be made without cannabis. The first chapter is all about infusion techniques and like how to not go too crazy, depending on what kind of cannabis you're using. And then the rest of the chapters are like food recipes. So if you wanted to make any of the recipes, you could make them without it. I really like the mac and cheese as the savory in there. But there's so many. There's a granola recipe that's really good, which is kind of random. And there's a couple of drinks too. The hot chocolate is good. Some of the stuff I adapted, like the hot chocolate, I have that on my channel. It's just not infused because I did a infused one like last 420, and then YouTube flagged it and was like, this isn't appropriate.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I think they put it with 18 and older, which is kind of like they let the alcohol people like do whatever they want. So I'm kind of like, and shouldn't that be 21 and older?
Yeah.
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 Some states it is.
I'm going to welcome a couple other people here real quick, and we'll get back to that. Michelle's with us. Good to have Michelle Ann, and also Polly Detmers is with us. So good to have you. Looks like he subscribed to you, so that's a good deal.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll gain.
It goes up on the screen like that.
Yeah, you'll like. Hopefully you'll get a few of these people subscribed to you. And like I said, folks, if you've not yet been over to Chef Grace's place and checked out her channel, be sure and do so after the show. Now, be sure and go check her out, watch some of her videos, and give her a thumbs up. And I know she'll certainly appreciate that. Now, YouTube will definitely flag you, and they may even possibly shut your channel down for various things like that. As far as showing use, I've never really told the whole story on this channel. Many people know that I had another channel, and a lot of it got shut down. I lost about 100 videos. And what happened was we were in the CBD oil business. We were using and selling. We were affiliates of a certain company. Won't mention any names or anything, but I was making videos left and right, and we were doing real well with the company. And they shut down about, I don't remember. There was like 20 or 25 of us in the company that were making videos, and they shut us down. And the only one that really, it took me months to find out from YouTube what was going on. And I finally got my channel back, but it was too late. Everything was done. But the one thing was, I was taking an eyedropper and showing how to stick the CBD oil underneath your tongue. And that was the main one that got my channel shut down. And then, of course, there was another company that was trying to overtake ours because ours was really growing at the time. And so they were maliciously, saying things and sending stuff into YouTube, and it got a bunch of us shut down. And so I ended up going in another direction, and that's how I kind of got into doing keto. Well, there for a good while, I didn't do anything. I was so aggravated. I told Teresa, I said, this is just, you put time in for 100 videos. That is time consuming. And, then you have something like that.
Work.
Yeah. And it just kind of cut legs out from underneath me, if you will. But anyway, we waited a while, and I ended up starting a channel called Keto Style. And on some of my older videos, you'll hear me say, "Welcome to Keto Style," and I just kept it that. But anyway, we ended up in the direction of Mr. Cast Iron because of my passion for cast iron cooking. And a friend of mine that's down in your state, I know you're down, I think, West Palm Beach. Is that right, Florida?
Yep.
Yeah, and he's down in that area too. I forget exactly the name of the town, but anyway, he's a good friend of mine. We were in multi-level marketing and several things, and he called me one day, and many people in the chat room, they've heard this story 100 times, but I'm gonna tell it again because you probably hadn't heard it.
Here we go.
But anyway, Barry called me, and I didn't get his. Huh?
Keep it short.
Keep it short. I'm trying.
We want to know about her.
You know. Just taking over the show.
We already know you.
Anybody else want to know? Hold on here. Wait
Go
a
ahead,
minute.
hurry. Finish.
Okay, all right. So anyway, he called and left a message on my voicemail, and because he didn't get me, but he said, "Mr. Cast Iron, hey, Skillet Head, what are you doing? You're screening your calls now," or something like that. So anyway, he'd been watching my cast iron cooking, and I was trying to integrate keto style into that. And when he said that, there was a bell went off, and I said, "Yeah, that's it. Mr. Cast Iron. That is the channel." So I immediately started doing a detailed filtered search on YouTube to see if anybody else had that name, and there was no one there that did. So I immediately changed my channel name. I changed my website to, I checked and seen if the domain was available, and MrCastIron.com was available. So I purchased that and redirected my cast iron cooking channel to Mr. Cast Iron. And so the rest is history. We've been moving on with Mr. Cast Iron and trying to build out this channel a little bit. And we got about, 139 videos now and trying to move on. We're about 860 some odd subs, trying to push over to that 1,000 and then get to that 4,000 watch hours. I'm about 1,000 hours shy of the 4,000. So we're trucking on. We're doing the best we can.
Those watch hours will get you because they expire, man.
Yeah. Well,
shy.
Since Teresa's all on me here about me just talking here, let me get back to the show here and ask you a little bit more. I'm really interested in the book deal because there's been several people that have asked me, was I going to write a book about various topics? I've got a couple topics that I could write on. Did you self-publish that, or how did you go about doing that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, first, I mean, this was back in 2000. I mean, I guess I started writing it in 2017, but I had the whole book done in maybe like 2 or 3 months, like the written part, because it also has like stories in it about about the recipes, and it was like I think I like cold emailed like every publisher I possibly could, and none of them got back to me. One of them got back to me and was like, "You need like more money to do this."
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, that doesn't sound like how publishing is supposed to work. So I went with self-publishing, and I used Ingram Spark, and I also used, which was like for the publishing part, it's print on demand, which is nice because then you don't have a stack of books in your house,
Right.
And they also will do like the digital copies and stuff on and distribute through Amazon and all those major players. Actually, one time I found my book on the Target website, and I was like, this is random. But then to like actually format the book, I used Adobe InDesign, which, like being a flight attendant, like everyone who is a flight attendant is usually like has a master's degree in something else. So just randomly. So one of the people I was flying with worked in like publishing magazines at one point, and
Oh,
she
neat.
introduced me to InDesign, and which was good because I was familiar with Adobe Photoshop already,
Right.
because I learned it in high school when we were doing the yearbook and stuff like that. So
Cool.
so I did everything on that, and I self-published, and I was like, oh, I'll just online market it. But then Facebook banned me from marketing it because they were like, that's drugs. And I was like, this is a book, not drugs.
Yeah.
Like in my appeal, but they didn't actually get to my appeal until a year and 2 months later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was just kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
Then, so I was like, yeah, I'll just switch over to cooking.
Yeah, that's kind of the road I had to take too. Samantha Lewis is with us in the house. Good to have Samantha. Let's see, who else did I miss, Teresa? I know Stephen. He's trying to tell me
Nice to
to
meet you.
keep it.
Thank you.
Hey. And look at here. I mean, he's really hammering me tonight, man. I thought we were good friends,
Well,
Stephen.
he's asking about air fryer recipes.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Chef Grace doesn't know about the air fryer. There it is. That's it. Where's it at?
It's down. There it is.
Yeah, here. Any air fryer recipes coming lately? Do you cook with an air fryer, Grace?
I don't have one.
Okay. I got two.
Those are mine.
There's a story behind that. Our good friends, our mutual friends, Cam and Teresa, Flour, Eggs, and Yeast, they instigated me having to spend some money and buy an air fryer on the birthday that you missed with your boyfriend. I had to buy an air fryer for my wife because of these people that we call friends here in the chat room. So we even had a friend, Mac, out of small town Texas barbecue, and he's usually in here sometimes too. But anyway, Mac felt sorry for me, or felt sorry for Teresa, and ended up buying one from Amazon and had it shipped here. So she ended up with two on the same day. So it was pretty funny.
I think he was tired of hearing it.
Yeah, he got tired of hearing it, So they dogged me.
Great.
So
That's nice.
Mike's taking up for Stephen. I wouldn't even do that if I was you, Mike. I mean, he's anyway, we'll let him do that. Mr. Pete Thomas is in the house with us. I don't know if you're familiar with Pete, Chef Grace, but Pete lives in over in England, actually in Wales area, and he was the very first one to interview me. He was actually the inspiration for me getting started doing this type of format, and so I always like to give Pete credit. He's really a good guy, and I've become, I consider him a good friend, and we chat back and forth from time to time. Pete interviewed, I think it was Melissa with One Hot Bite, or it was Patrick with Patty Joe, I forget. But anyway, one of the shows he was doing, one of the interviews, at the very end of the interview, he said, if anyone would like to come on to my show, be sure and shoot me an email. And so I immediately did, and he scheduled me to get on his show, and the rest is history. We've just been trucking on ever since. It was something that I was looking at doing, and because I did some things like that with the CBD channel that I had interviewed a pharmacist and different things. Got a lot of great views with that, and they were backing the science about cannabis and CBD oil and different things like that. But anyway, needless to say, that's kind of put us on that path, and I always want to credit Pete Thomas. So if you're not familiar with him, he does some great cooking. He's got a great channel, and so anyway. Well, with that said, I wanted to go back a little bit on that book. Now, we were talking about the self-publishing part, and I've been looking into the self-publishing through Amazon. I know you mentioned that they were actually kind of distributing some for you, but we were actually looking at doing the publishing and formatting, putting it all together ourselves, and possibly going that route. What do you think about that?
The one thing that I didn't like about the Amazon publishing, and this is probably just me being like because I collect cookbooks, is I'm just being a cookbook snob, but they don't publish in hardcover. So I really wanted my book to be hardcover, and
Okay.
that's part of the reason I went with Ingram Spark. But if I can remember, the price point was it was better, and they distributed through Amazon anyway. So it kind of like it didn't matter. I would still be because most books people buy them on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it could still go on the Kindle, and it could also go on through them. You could still go on the Barnes and Noble one, Nook, I think it's called. Like you
I
could
think
just
you're
be on
right. Yeah.
platforms. But honestly, if you are on the Amazon one, I'm sure you get farther reach with Amazon. So I don't know what it would be better.
Hmm.
I'd have to look into it again because I'm sure it's changed even since 2018.
Yeah.
But I'll send you the Ingram Spark stuff so you can look into it.
Yeah. Email that to me.
But the most expensive part about it was getting the ISBN number, which is
Yeah. International book number. Yeah.
and you need separate ones for the digital copy, hardcover, paperback, whatever. So
Right.
that was better to buy in bulk. So that was like $400.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Leanne Tolson's with us. I think she's a friend of ours up in Canada, if I remember right. She said she remembered that story. What a girl having two. Good for you,
Thank you.
Teresa. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, you got people
I'm
on
asking
your
for
side.
a kitchen next.
Oh,
a new kitchen.
Lord, help me. Hey, guys, while we're kind of cutting up and teasing a little bit, just on a serious note, if you, don't mind throwing Teresa some prayers or well wishes, good wishes or whatever, tomorrow morning, she's going to go in, we're going to go down, and she's going to have her gallbladder taken out. So be sure and keep her in your thoughts and prayers if you don't mind, and we'd appreciate that. She's finally got rid of the blood clots in her lungs. They've taken her off the blood thinners, and so all that's real good. And she ended up with these massive amount of gallstones in her gallbladder to the point that they just said it needs to be removed. So there we are. Hopefully that's going to eliminate a lot of her problems. She looks better, feels better already.
Yeah, I feel good.
So we're trying to truck on. So
thank y'all.
Appreciate
so
that,
much.
Mike. Appreciate that,
I'm
buddy.
nervous, but thank y'all.
Yeah. So, well, I know we talked about earlier a little bit about your channel. Let's get back to that. We're 33 minutes into the show, and we really ain't even talked much about her channel. Huh?
Don't know anything about it.
No. She cooks. She was an airline stewardess.
She's
pretty. She lived down in Florida. She went to school. Tell us a little bit about the school again, if you don't mind, please.
So I have my bachelor's in the science of pastry arts. I was the salutatorian of my class.
Wow.
And I felt my major was pastry. I had a great time. It was the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College in Philadelphia, which at the time was one of the only places that you could get a bachelor's degree, which is why my mom wanted me to go there, because most other places were certificate programs, including like the Culinary Institute of America and all that other stuff. But they also had one of the best bread programs in the country. So it was really cool to learn from Chef Gallagher and learn all about bread. I really like doing bread, but and you also were very well rounded, because in the associates program, it was like you had to do the associates and then you could go to the bachelor's. In the associates program, it was like half of the degree was just culinary. They didn't want you to just do pastry, because they wanted to make sure when you were in the workforce, you could do everything.
Right.
Because, every restaurant needs a chef, but they don't always need a pastry chef.
Right.
So they want you to just be kind of pigeonholed like that. So it was good.
Wow. And when did you attend?
I started in 2009 when I graduated high school. So that was it just keeps getting further and further back,
Yeah, it goes by fast. It sure does. So, Let's see here. Jamie Mack. He's over in Scotland. We're going to be interviewing Jamie before too long. He said, I'd love to do more pastries. I've got my eye on a couple courses. Yeah, Scotland.
My cousins they live in Glasgow. So I got to go visit them a couple times. I love Scotland.
Yeah, Pete said he fell in love with pies, hence the belly. So I can, I resemble that comment too, Pete. So I can relate to that very much. So Lana with Pinch of Cooking's in the house with us. So good to have you, Lana. We're going to be interviewing her sometime in June, I think it is. June the 13th, if I remember right, off the top of my head. But anyway, so you talked about your channel a little bit, talking about, losing your job and things. You wanted to go full time. So what is your short-term goal? What's your next short-term goal? Because you're already over 1,000. Do you have your watch hours yet or no?
I do not have my watch hours. So if you guys could just, go play those interviews and get me the watch hours.
Yeah.
Because I really do want to make this a paying job. I'm kind of at the point in my life where I just, I want to be my own boss.
Yeah.
I want to just create, my vision and not which is, doing this channel, being able to get a big part of my channel is the idea is to, it's really food education. So the people I'm talking to, a lot of them do have YouTube channels and stuff, but it's, I'm trying to showcase all the different things you can learn. And I don't just keep it to food. I keep it to how does our food grow? How can I grow some of my food at home? What should I be worried about? These chemicals people are putting in my food.
GMO and different things. Yeah.
Yeah, or even if I'm looking to start a homestead. I interviewed a real estate agent once that specialized in land, just so you would know what to look for if you were trying to make your own homestead.
Yeah.
So anything that has to do with living well through food is what I put on the channel.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. How did you get started doing podcasting? Let me ask it this way. Why did you decide to go in that direction, I guess, of podcasting?
There was just too much that would never show up in a recipe, So a lot of it was there's so many good channels out there that I wonder, you just see their hands or, you don't get the story behind why they're cooking this food.
Right.
And part of the reason why I think people find cooking really intimidating is that they learn what to do, but they don't know why they're doing it. Mm-hmm. So the podcast comes in because in those conversations, you kind of learn, oh, well, why, just like with the what's in the pot, Sean Grande, I was asking him, he was telling me about Guyanese Chinese food. And I was like, why are the Guyanese cooking Chinese food?
Right.
Right. So I got a little bit of a history lesson
about,
how the Chinese came to be in Guyana and stuff like that. So the food is it's more than just put this and this and this together and then you get that. Right. So, and then it also makes you think, well, if they were substituting these things because they were in this area, what can I substitute? So it kind of just helps people get a bigger picture of food.
Yeah. You remember what you learned from my channel?
Bacon.
Hey, right on. Ding, ding, ding. You go to the top of the list. That's my friend right there, folks. We got Chef Grace with us tonight. And so all the rest of y'all, you can just sit to the side because we're gonna conversate here.
Bacon fat on everything.
Everything. Just use bacon grease, and I mean, bacon makes everything better. I promise you that.
That's true.
So, but anyway, no, I tell you, are the live or the interviews, the podcasting interviews, are you monitoring your analytics to see what kind of watch hours you're gaining from them or anything like that? Because I mean, I know these live streams, a lot of people do them. A lot of my reasoning wasn't so much that at first. I mean, I'm great. Pete told me that, lives always give you a lot better watch time hours and everything. But I was like you. I wanted to interview a lot of these people that we watch their channel, we watch their recipes and watch how they do things, but yet we really don't know that person or anything about them, and just kind of get to know the backstory of some folks. And we've made some really great friends. I mean, we got 20 people in here tonight. And I mean, every one of them, they show up every Sunday night, just about. And, a lot of us, we have our each individual phone number, email. We can converse back and forth quite a bit. People check on Teresa. I mean, just different things, asking questions. So it's been a great thing. But Are you seeing some good response and some good benefit out of the podcast on your channel?
Yeah, and it's also such a good resource for when I'm making recipe videos, because I can go to, like, I might be like, hey, what do you think about this? If it's like a dish I'm not, like, I'm some white girl. Like, if I try to make Trinidadian food, like, I better do it right.
I'm glad you said that. Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline's our moderator in here, and he's down in Trinidad also. He makes some really good recipes. I don't know if you're familiar with his channel or not, but
I feel like I'm going to be going through all these comments.
Got
and
lots of
being
bacon.
Well,
check this one out, check this one out. Check this one
yeah,
out.
and and just to bring that up, I leave the chat replay up on this, so when I record one live like this, it usually takes YouTube anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to render the live stream. So if you'll wait till about this time tomorrow night, the live stream will be back up. When you pull the video up, it'll say live chat on it, and you can click on that and watch the replay. That's what Teresa and I always do. We go back through and make sure we see all the new people that are in the chat room or new channels, and we go check their channel out and usually subscribe to them. So that's just a little tip I just wanted to share with you. You can get back in there and see all the folks that's been in here tonight.
Yeah, and if any of you guys are interested in being on the podcast, let me know in the comments.
There you go. There's your
Yes.
plug. So, folks, Chef Grace does some podcasting, and she loves to interview people that are in the cooking industry. I guess not necessarily industry, but in the cooking realm as far as YouTube's concerned. So she would love to have you. Shoot her an email. I don't know if I have your Stephen's got all your credentials in here, so people can get in touch with her through Instagram, different things like that. So I don't have her email handy, or I'd put it in here. But anyway, so all right. Well, I guess we didn't really answer the first part of the question on the channel. What are your short-term goals, or did you?
To get paid.
To get paid. Amen on the getting paid. So. Are you just looking to, I know you've obviously looked into this. I think any of us and all of us do. Pete, I interviewed Pete a good while back, and kind of drilled him down a little bit on it. If you reach out to Pete, I don't know if he's on Instagram or not. I can't remember. But anyway, you can find Pete Thomas on YouTube, and you can kind of drill him some, and many other people are monetized, but Google AdSense doesn't pay super well, so
No.
other people are trying to gain monetarily from other avenues. So have you thought about that?
Yeah, I've been looking into like sponsorships. At one point I was trying to do virtual lessons, but honestly I'm gonna need a Teresa if I'm gonna have a virtual lessons, because it was just like between working the camera and trying to answer people's questions and stuff, I was like, this isn't going to work with just me, Yeah. Not to the point where I feel like it's quality enough where I can charge people for it, So I'd like to do that. Do some sponsorship type stuff, but it seems like you have to get a little bit more of a following before you get there. So I'm almost there, but seems like once you hit that, couple thousand people mark, you're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get Teresa back in here.
I don't know how that happened. I didn't touch it.
I know you didn't. That's the problem. You didn't touch it and it shut itself off. So you've been punching me and telling me to do this and do that. Well, anyway, we got Virginia Chick Off-Road with us, so good to have her. And I think Billy's in here somewhere, I think. Carrie, I think. Thought I seen Billy with Strong's Adventures earlier, but anyway, good to have all you guys. Like I said earlier, folks, if any of you got any questions for Chef Grace, be sure and pop them here in the chat room, and we'll try to get them up on the screen, and we'll go from there. So, what do you on your channel? What are some of the most viewed videos? You know what your most viewed is, by the way?
My most viewed is how to clean a rolling pin.
Okay, all right.
Probably because it sounds dirty, but it's just I think there's just no other videos about that. The last one was like 10 years ago, so that's the most viewed one. It gets like 10 views a day, so that's
okay. Cool. I know you're doing shorts, right?
Yep. I like the shorts because it's not a lot of editing. It's weird. I hate consuming shorts. Like, I don't like to be on TikTok because I feel like it's too much stimulation almost. But when you just edit them, they're, it's way easier than doing, like, this pumpernickel thing is like, it's 20 minutes right now. I'm trying to cut it down.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to look at your channel and pull this up on the screen here if we can. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Good. Yeah, I'm going to try to pull that out full screen there. So we got, looks like a good banner there.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. And got it laid out.
So long to get those words not cut off.
Yeah, it takes a while to fix those. I worked on one night too of ours, and it does take a little while to do that. But anyway, it looks like you got 1,770 or so subscribers, and I want to go into your About section here. Let's see. Welcome to Grace's Place. I'm Grace. I started this channel when I got laid off from both of my jobs as a flight attendant and as a pastry chef instructor due to COVID-19. Food might nourish our bodies, but cooking nourishes our communities. I want Grace's Place to be a place to help rebuild my community and showcase all the talented people I know by cooking with them. Please become a part of Grace's Place, share and subscribe. So that's cool. Yeah, very good. All right, let's go back over to these videos. I want to pull up your
what is the Social Blade stat?
That's the program you can get. You can go into that, and it kind of helps you monitor and look at different channels. You can see different stats on certain things.
TubeBuddy, like that?
Huh? No, it's not like TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is just more like a keyword research deal. Social Blade is really something that kind of keeps up with all YouTube channels, statistic-wise and everything. So look here. Let's see.
Did you filter it down?
Yeah, our most popular. There's that rolling pin there.
Yeah.
So actually, come hang out with us at Chef's Grace Place. 1 minute trailer, I guess that is.
Oh, that doesn't count. I put an ad on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, your pie crust videos got more views than your rolling pin does now.
That really spiked during Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, certain videos, they are seasonal, Christmas. That's for sure.
Gingerbread.
Yeah.
Gingerbread cookies. So.
Yeah, Christmas. So.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's get back into this, see if we can get that out of there and quit sharing that. Okay, cool. Well, like I said, folks, if you got any questions for Chef Grace, be sure and pop those in. And Teresa will be sure and elbow me in the ribs, make sure I get it up here. So we appreciate that. Let's see. Mike says, you can make the best videos on the world and it will flop, but the one you don't think will go rocks. That's true. I I had one of my older videos from Keto Style. It was just how to check whether an egg is fresh by dropping it in water.
Mhm.
And for some reason, that thing just took off. Now, it's not my most viewed now, but one of my shorts is more viewed than that. You got a question there?
No, got a comment from Eric.
Little Eric says, Uncle Mike #2, can't wait to see your new kitchen. Uncle Mike #2, that's the dude's kitchen, yeah. Oh,
Who's Uncle Mike?
surely not. Come on, Eric.
Uncle Mike #1. I think you're on Uncle Mike #2.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. Mike had his kitchen blow away in a windstorm out there.
Did
and,
he really? Oh.
Yeah, at one time. He lives out in Idaho. And
That might be who he's talking to then.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I'm being selfish.
I'm Uncle Mike #1. You ought to know that. Just teasing, Mike.
We do have a question. Right
Okay.
here. That's a good question. Cooking with this guy right here.
Okay. Grace, what's your favorite bread? Focaccia.
I do like focaccia, but it's hard to say what's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, because it's such a like ice cream flavors. Like it depends on what mood you're in. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
Yeah. Focaccia for when I want a sandwich, sourdough when I'm having soup. You know, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what was one of your hardest recipes or videos to create or film?
When I first started, I was doing a Thanksgiving turkey one, and the skin didn't brown like I wanted it to, but the turkey, I underestimated I overestimated. I thought the turkey was heavier than it was, so it cooked a lot faster. So what I did was I wound up taking the blowtorch, and it worked perfect. I just started torching the bird and getting that skin nice and crispy, and it was some great improv. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing that. It was perfect.
Hey, Mike #1. I'm Mike #1. You are #2. LOL. Hey, Mike, that's no doubt, man. You are #1 in my book, buddy, all the time. No doubt. I appreciate you. So we'll just call each other #1. How about that? So
Is the dude who's like the Big Lebowski over there? At the dude's kitchen?
Dude's kitchen, yeah. Could be. I don't know. Pete says blowtorch turkey. That sounds good. So anyway, I mean, hey, you got to improvise sometimes, you know. The show must go on. You can't just stop. So that's funny right there. What was one of your favorite videos to create?
That's a hard one. I really liked doing the series on cake. It's actually 3 different videos. But I had a good time making that cake. It was a birthday cake for Noel. And I just wanted to make it so everyone could make their own birthday cake. You know, I think that's important. You know, you have to pay so much money for something that make it look nice.
Well, with all your culinary background and everything, what is some of your favorite equipment to cook on or bake in or whatever?
I got a scan pan, and I wish they would sponsor me because I got that when I was working at Sur La Table and I still had a discount. But that's the best pan I've ever had in my life. It's I forgot what they call it, but it's a nonstick pan that it's not a Teflon coating, so you can use metal utensils on it, and it just heats. I have a a crappy electric stove, easy bake oven over there. It takes forever to heat up, and it's terrible. But the scan pan is amazing.
What's it called again?
A scan pan. It stands for a Scandinavian pan, and they're all made in Denmark, and they actually use them at Noma, which won best restaurant in the world 3 times. So it's good quality. Yeah.
Well, I know being a cook, you're probably like many of us. Would you rather cook at home or would you rather eat out?
It depends. um, I like to eat out when I know I'm going to a place that can like challenge my ideas of what food is, you know.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse than going out and paying. Like in West Palm Beach, I would rather not go out because everything for the most part is overpriced, and I can make it better at home. So I just get disappointed because I'm, my money is very valuable to me right now.
Yeah.
So I can't go out and spend it.
Yeah. Jamie Mack wants to know what's your number one piece of cooking equipment that you just can't live without?
My KitchenAid mixer. As a pastry chef, that thing is clutch. I could do any kind of pan or whatever would be fine, really. I do love this can pan, but my KitchenAid mixer actually just broke a couple months ago, and I was without it for like a couple weeks, and I was like, oh man. I was kneading all my bread by hand.
Oh, wow.
I was getting jacked though.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, it was terrible. But I got a new one. I'm actually really excited. One of my upcoming guests is going to be a guy who repairs and restores KitchenAid mixers.
Cool. That's somebody you need to know. I mean, got to have him on speed dial sometimes, huh?
Yeah, Mr. Mixer.
Well, now what's one of your favorite foods to cook? Well, we talked about what was your favorite bread, but what's your favorite food to cook?
I think I always go for soup. Like my favorite food is soup. Soup and eggs. They're like my favorite go-to things. They're just really comforting. So especially like savory, if we're going to talk savory, definitely soup and eggs.
Yeah.
And sometimes, pasta. But if I eat all this pasta, I'm going to be just.
Well, Teresa always gives me a hard time about this question. So since you brought that up, is cereal soup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it would be.
Cereal is soup.
Gazpacho is a cold soup. There's cold soups.
See there.
Breakfast soup. I couldn't hear. It was breakfast soup.
Breakfast soup. Yeah.
Breakfast
soup. It could be a soup.
Yeah. You can come back on my show anytime, okay? Hey, what's your favorite meal? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? We call it supper. I'm sure you call it dinner down there, right?
Yeah, but I'm a northerner originally, so it's dinner for sure.
Yeah.
But brunch?
Brunch. Sleep in late and let's eat late, right? Yeah. I hear you. What's your favorite thing? Eggs?
Yeah, for sure. Eggs Benedict. I love hollandaise sauce.
You make that? You make hollandaise sauce?
Yeah.
I never have tried. Is it pretty easy?
Super easy. You just got to make sure you whisk. And you can actually do it if you have like a high-powered blender, you can do it in there. And I know a lot of recipes call for vinegar, but it tastes a lot better with fresh lemon juice.
Okay, Cam and Teresa's got one here. What's everyone's favorite cereal, including Chef Grace and Mr. Cast Iron?
I have a funny story about that.
I like granola is one of my big things. Granola cereal and like Raisin Bran big time.
Oh, Noelle, my boyfriend loves Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Grandma.
Cam says, can you make cereal better with bacon? Absolutely, Cammy.
Oh, no.
No doubt.
He's
I mean,
pushing it.
I'm just trying to tell you. Pete says cereal is only nutritious when it's eaten with food. Can you imagine that?
And bacon.
So,
I kind of think cereal is like a dessert too. Have you ever tried cereal milk ice cream?
Yeah. Well, no, just milk ice cream, ice milk. Yeah.
No, like they take they soak the cereal in the milk. You know how like it gets super sweet, like if you use Captain Crunch or Cocoa Pebbles,
Cheerios or something like that.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles. Yeah.
then they make ice cream out of the milk
That
has.
probably is good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And then you can
I'm
coat
sorry.
the
Go ahead.
cereal in. Oh, then you coat the cereal in like chocolate or something, and you add it back into the ice cream for like the.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
We may have to do
that
that.
sounds good.
We I also like Honey Nut Cheerios. They're made they're made 60 miles from here in a little town that we are close to, Jonesboro, Arkansas. And so Post has got a plant down there. They make Honey Nut Cheerios. So I do like that. That would really be good in ice cream, wouldn't it? Anybody remember when lunch was called dinner? Well, see, we call it supper here in the South, Mike, because, you know, I mean, in the good book, in the Bible, Jesus had the Last Supper. So we're always ready to eat that Last Supper, you know, before the night's over.
We act like it's our last one.
Okay, yeah, that's probably true.
Then we eat ice cream.
Yeah, everybody loves ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream? You made one the other day where you mixed it up together by a fork and spoon. You didn't blend it or whatever in a regular ice cream maker. That was really cool. I thought that was neat. It was supposed to be vegan, right?
It was vegan, but I mean, I was calling it ice cream, but that's not ice cream because it doesn't have any cream in it. It's more like a sorbet. Yeah. The Italians make this thing called granita, and that's how it's a little icier, but it's you scrape it with a fork because I think I was in the grocery store and ice cream was like $5 a pint, and my stepsister decided to be a vegan. I was like, "You're killing me."
Well, I heard your mom in the background in that video said, "Ice cream's not vegan."
Yeah. So.
Little nephew Eric says, "Annie Grace, heard you mention Trinidad. What food would you like to try from my country?"
I gotta try doubles. I've been hearing about doubles for ages now. I gotta go try them.
Doubles.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's like
I ain't either. I mean, back when I used to drink, we drank doubles, you know.
C double.
And C double, no doubt. I mean, we had double vision, you know. Foreigner come out with a song about that, you know. And that was our mantra. We went around singing double vision, you know.
Get back on track.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
What are doubles?
Yeah. My ADD
it's like
is kicking in.
a fried dough with a chickpea flour. I'm sure I'm butchering it now, but
Okay.
Yeah.
it sounds really good.
Eric can tell us about it.
Yeah. Little Eric said, Uncle Mike showed us how to peel eggs in seconds today. So, yeah, I made a little short video. I've been wanting to do that for a little while.
Did
And
you do that today?
I did that today.
I
Can you
missed that.
believe that? Imagine
I've been
all that.
gone.
Well, you've been gone.
I've been so busy.
I've been busy too.
Haven't seen him.
I'm sure they're probably tired of seeing Mr. Cast Iron posted something today. That's 3 videos today, you know.
3.
Well, I posted a video, then I did a short, and now we're doing it live. So, I mean, they're all of them that had the notification bell on mine's going to turn it off. Now I'm tired of seeing this guy. That's funny right there. I don't care if Chappie's with us. So good to have you with us, brother. Cocoa Puffs, bit lately.
Fiber, but lately.
But lately,
Cocoa Pebbles are so much better than Cocoa Puffs, Chappie. I gotta say.
Yeah, Cocoa Pebbles. Yes,
that was my favorite growing up.
I can't have any of that.
Pete says crunchy nut cornflakes are a gift from heaven. Yeah, I would eat that. Yeah, sure would. Where'd we go? Mookie's good, he says. I don't know.
That's his dog. I love that channel.
You can cook whole eggs in an air fryer in 13 minutes, Skillet Head. So good. So you should try it.
You can also cook whole eggs in 13 minutes in a pot of boiling water. Actually, it's 12 minutes.
Said, what is Mookie or how is Mookie? And Cam says, not black walnut ice cream.
Oh, we don't need to go there today.
Hey, I got to tell you all a story. You know, Teresa and I have been married going on 7 years now, you know, and I'm a creature of habit. You know, I get my hair cut at the same place. I wake up about the same time every morning. I go to bed about the same time every night. I drink the same kind of coffee. You know, I eat the same kind of foods most of the time. So she had to go to the store last night for her dad. And she said, anything you need? And I looked at her, I said, well, some ice cream would be nice. And so that's kind of a joke around here at the house. But anyway, she come home with some blueberry, what was blueberry cheesecake ice cream?
It was good.
That sounds good.
I've never heard of blueberry cheesecake ice cream. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. It's either
Black walnut.
black walnut's
or-
my favorite, or
butter
pecan.
I have never heard of black walnut ice cream.
Never?
See?
Oh, you need to try
It
that.
is good, but
I mean, that's so good, Grace. You can put a bowl of that on top of your head. Your tongue will slap your brains out
Oh
trying to
my.
get to it. I mean,
Does it
that's
have
how good
bacon
it
in it?
is. Yeah, well, I mean, you could probably put bacon in it. I might try that. Who knows? You know, chop up a little
What's
bacon.
the difference
crunch it.
between black walnut and regular walnut, like flavor wise?
Well,
Did
one of
she
them's
tell
black
us?
and the other one's English.
did she tell us which her favorite is?
But
That wasn't even right, was it? Lord, I
Did
apologize.
she tell us what her favorite ice cream is? Did you tell us
No.
what your favorite is?
I have a couple favorites. I got mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
I like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. They got two flavors: Americone Dream, which is like ice cream cones covered in chocolate in a caramel swirl and vanilla ice cream. And then Fish Food, which is chocolate ice cream with marshmallow and caramel swirl and fudge pieces that look like fish.
See, I mean, she
Yeah.
knows ice cream.
Well,
see?
I mean, Mike's even abandoned me, man. I thought I had people had my back, but I can see
Strawberry
he's.
cheesecake.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
boyfriend's favorite is strawberry cheesecake ice cream from Ben and Jerry's, and that's pretty good. But I don't really like berries in my ice cream. I don't know why. It's not my favorite.
Yeah. Jamie Mack says there's some crazy flavors over there, so I can imagine. Soursop ice cream. I don't know.
Sour
Yeah.
ice cream.
Have you ever had a black sesame ice cream? That's good.
Oh.
No, I've had black
with all
raspberry. I think black raspberry. I've certainly had black walnut. I can assure you that. But you know, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, but let's do a little trivia here. Wait a minute, what we got? We got a question
Somebody
here.
coming in
A little late to the party. Simply Wendy,
Saying
yeah.
hi.
So she's a new friend, been popping in here with us. So good to have you, Wendy. No doubt. You're not late. You're right on time. We're just now getting rolling. Matter of fact, we're a little over an hour. Grace, you able to stay with us a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Pete says double or Trinidad's great gift to the world. Yeah. Well, you know, but like I said, Pete, back when I used to drink years ago, you know, doubles at the end of the night was always a gift to us. You know, it was last call.
See, Eric
And,
says yes, so Eric knows too.
What?
He says Uncle Pete. I know, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
He's sucking up
We're
too.
gonna have to check into this.
Maple Cook says, I'm filming with Thunder Jack tonight, so I got to go, but I wanted to just pop in and say hi again. All the best to you guys, and I'll watch this in completeness in the rerun. So cheers. Appreciate you, Maple Cook. Take care, buddy. Be careful now. All right, guys, you know, we kind of got sidetracked and off out in the weeds here, but anyway, let's get back on track. If you've not yet seen Grace's channel, be sure and go over and check her out and check out her videos. Leave her a thumbs up, leave her a comment, and tell her you've seen her on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. I know she'll appreciate that. And if you've not yet subscribed, be sure and hit the subscribe button and give her some love there. We appreciate that. And likewise, ours, if you've not been to our channel, or if you've not yet hit the thumbs up button on this actual video, be sure and go down there now and just slam that thumbs up and show us a little love on it. We appreciate that. So anyway, do you drink coffee?
Of course.
How do you take your coffee?
It depends. So Noel, my boyfriend, had worked for Starbucks for like 8 years. So he got me addicted. And he is also Dominican. So for a long time, I drank my coffee with heavy cream and honey. And then, which I still I do most days when it's like out of the coffee machine. But like, if I had an espresso machine, I'd be drinking like, you know, lattes and flat whites all day. But then when we go to, I love, one of my favorite like activities is like coffee event. Would be like going to the Latin the Latin market, they always have a cafe inside the grocery store, and they have the like guava cheese pastries and empanadas and stuff. So
Oh,
then you
yeah.
get a thing called colado, which is dark. There's no milk in it. You could get a cortado, which has the milk in it, or a colado doesn't have milk in it, but it's just espresso that's brewed with sugar. So it's like drinking like a coffee sugar syrup. You can't drink it on an empty stomach because you'll blast off into outer space. You just
Yeah. Yeah, that's my kind of coffee there. I like that. I remember back years ago, I run coast to coast. I own my own trucks and run for many years. And I'd get down to Florida a lot, especially like if I got down into Miami. They always had the espresso shops everywhere. I mean, people were lined up every morning to grab a coffee. And man, I used to go over and get some with the sugar stick and stir that up and get that old head buzzing early every morning, ready to go to work. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, what did I miss?
I think Pete has a video or something. I'm not sure what. Okay, I'm not sure here. Question for Grace.
Chappie
Right
says
there.
he likes his coffee like my women, hot and bitter. Yeah, I feel you. I feel your pain, brother.
You're going to feel his pain.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. Surely not. This guy says, no wonder he picks on me. He never had coffee. That's what's wrong
Never
with you,
had coffee
Stephen.
ever?
Gosh.
Wow.
But why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, really. I mean, you're missing one of the great wonders of the world right there.
Did you know Stephanie's in
No,
here?
I didn't see
We
Stephanie.
miss Stephanie.
I
We
like
miss
my
her.
coffee to stay in the container, Billy says. So where's Stephanie?
Well, I saw someone else say hello to her. I missed her up there,
Did
but
we
she's
miss
here.
her?
She's here.
Stephanie, are you here? So, okay. All right. Well, let's move on here. We're getting sidetracked. Billy got me
There
messed
she
up.
is. There she is.
Yeah, here I am. There you are. So good to have Stephanie with Ginger Snap Kitchen. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not, Grace, but anyway, you can be sure and check out her channel. She's got a cool channel. We had her on here. She doesn't show her face on video, but we got her face on video, if
She's
you know what I
pretty
mean.
good.
So
She's got a
anyway.
sexy voice.
Yeah,
too.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
everything she's got, all of her cooking utensils and everything's pink. So she's got a pink mixer and
Yeah.
gosh, I
Everything's pink.
don't know. Anyway, but it's all cool. We like it. Where are we at? What'd we do? If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Something that changes flavor, I hope.
She gives the best answers, doesn't she?
We don't want none of that normal stuff, I'm a creature of habit. We don't need that same kind of thing, Most people say pizza or something like
Yeah.
that. And she says something that changes flavors. That's cool. I don't know what that would be, Can't imagine. Wow. What do you drink with dinner?
I mean, it has to depend on the dinner. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
you got to match the flavor profiles. Talking to a chef here.
Yeah, really. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. No
You were moved
doubt.
to the next question.
I know. Well, hey. Do you like junk food?
Yes, but I have to be careful about what kind of junk food I eat because I'm really sensitive to MSG. So
Oh.
I don't really eat like a lot of highly processed food. Ice cream is probably as highly processed as it gets.
Yeah. Ice cream is at the top of the food pyramid, I think. But,
Yes, it is.
and bacon is right below that. So that's just my opinion, though.
Bacon on ice cream.
Well,
I don't count bacon as junk food. Like this is
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, no doubt. So, all right. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
Eric's got to leave.
Yeah, it's a hot sandwich. If
Hot
it's between
sandwich.
2 pieces of bread, it's a sandwich.
That's right.
Little Eric's got to run. He says this kid is school in the morning. See you next time.
Stay
Bye,
in
everyone.
school.
So take care, Eric. Man,
Stay
we
in
love you,
school.
little buddy. You take care and be careful and do good. Don't end up like me. So anyway, that's the way that goes. First your money, then your clothes, right? But anyway, what's one of your favorite kinds of cheese? Let me guess, mozzarella.
Fresh mozz? Yeah. I mean, obviously it's fun to make too, but I think if I'm just like I need some cheese, like I automatically think of like the sharpest cheddar you could possibly have.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
my favorite.
Which would you prefer, a pork steak or a beef steak?
I mean, I saw this on your questions and I'm like, who picks pork steak? Like, it's not even a steak, it's a pork chop. Like, it's pork chops. That's a totally different thing. Like,
That's good.
Like
I,
a steak versus pork chops, like, come on, steak. You eat a steak. You want a piece of Wagyu, like, or you want a pork chop?
And everyone picks steak.
Because they're not
no,
comparable.
not everybody.
They don't?
They're not comparable.
No. Well, I mean, I normally have my guests back, but I'm going to have to let you stand on your own on this one because we got a lot of barbecue guys in the house here,
Oh, that's
and
true.
they may tend to disagree that there's not a pork steak. But anyway,
She said it's a pork chop.
pork chop. So pork steaks are Mike's favorite. Yeah. So okay, we're moving on. I got your back.
I'm not saying that pork chops aren't good, but I'm saying they're not the same thing. It's like, do you want ice cream or do you want, I don't know, gazpacho?
You kind of sidestepped me there and danced around that junk food question a while ago. You never answered. You just said you got to be careful. So
Yeah, she has to be careful.
I know she does, but
Oh,
she's got to have a junk food that she likes to just sit around and munch on.
I love cookies.
Cookies.
That's why I don't make a lot of cookies because I just eat them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In
What's your favorite cookie?
It's a chocolate chip. I love the Milano cookies. If it's like a cookie I'm not gonna make myself.
Yeah.
Oreos. Come on.
Nutter butter. Have you ever heard of Nutter butters?
Oh, I love Nutter butters.
Yeah.
I haven't had Nutter butter in a long time.
You can take 2 Nutter butters and put a piece of bacon in between them, and you have a real treat right there.
But did you ever dip Oreos in peanut butter? That's really good.
Oreos and milk.
Milk.
Yeah.
Never did it in peanut butter. No.
Just
Sounds good though.
Change your life.
It's life changing, huh?
We'll
Write that down.
I think you could put a piece of bacon on that, and it would
really change your life.
Yeah, it'd just be next level. I mean, off the chain, right? So
several people are saying they've never heard of pork steak. You're not alone.
See?
Yeah, pork steak. See. Look.
Yeah, Jamie Mack says, "What's your top 5 recipe books that you own?" Top 5.
We got The Silver Spoon, number 1. If you're looking to learn Italian cooking, it's like an encyclopedia of Italian cooking, and it's like a textbook. It's actually my computer's on it right now to like make my thing higher so you can see it better. That's how big it is.
Yeah, links in the description, right? So be sure. If I had it, I would have put it in here. But
let's see what else.
That's another good way you can monetize. Put your book in your description. I hope you are. If you're not,
I am, but I'm also concerned about it being demonetized.
Yeah.
The subject matter.
Yeah.
She collects recipe books.
But I do collect recipe books.
Yeah.
There's a lot of go-to. If you're looking for a good cookie book, Martha Stewart's cookie book is a go-to.
Yeah.
You could probably learn how to make Nutter butters from her. A lot of like high-end restaurants use that book. It really depends on what you want to learn, Noma just came out with a book about fermentation that I'm reading now, which I'm probably going to have to read a bunch of times before I make a video about anything in there. There's just so many good cookbooks.
Yeah. Teresa says, Milano's Oreos, I have a huge cookie short coming out in June. It has a caramel, chocolate, and marshmallow.
Yeah,
Cool.
I bet that'll be good with her cakes.
Simply Wendy.
Never heard of a pork steak.
Ginger Snap Kitchen.
Not sure what a pork steak is.
See, I told you.
Cooking with this guy. Wait a minute.
No.
I know he put it on there. I've seen it. But anyway, pork steaks really come from the Boston butt. They're cut into, I like mine about 3/4 of an inch thick or 1 inch thick. Boston butt is not the butt of the hog. It's from the shoulder area. And a lot of your barbecue cooks love to cook Boston butt. And so you can cut those, have your butcher cut those in 1 inch strips. Actually, I got a video about that. You can check that out, how to cook pork steaks on a gas grill. And Boston butt is awesome. I mean, a lot of the people in our area smoke Boston butts for fundraisers. A lot of the kids are the FFA group at our schools. A lot of churches around here, a lot of civic organizations put on Boston butt cooks and sell butts for $25 or $30 usually, and they go to good causes usually. So we usually get some good pulled pork or good Boston butt, and you can make your pulled pork sandwiches out of those and everything. But that's whole if it's a whole Boston butt. But a pork steak, Chef Grace, is cut in about 3/4 to 1 inch thick steaks. Yeah. And it's bone in usually. So
yeah, Cam's saying.
Oh wow.
Shoulders pork steak.
Yeah. Cammy's on my side.
Chops are from the rib and the loin, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
Stephanie appreciates that. So Stephanie, we look forward to you cooking a pork steak sometime here. And, but anyway, no. Hot dogs or hamburgers, Grace?
I mean, never a hamburger, always a cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's true. I may have to change that question, huh?
Yeah.
Hot dogs or cheeseburgers? Now, I like hamburgers and cheeseburgers with a hot dog, maybe even on it. Can you imagine that? That's crazy.
I brought you one.
Oh, you did?
A hamburger and hot dog.
You're all right. I don't care what they say about you, Teresa.
I had a graduation celebration for about 7 of our seniors from our church.
Oh, you brought one tonight?
Yeah, I brought you
hey,
one.
we got to go, folks. It's been good seeing y'all. We'll be back again next week, Lord willing.
So we had hamburgers and hot. They bought a new grill and cooked on it.
Well.
Yeah. So I brought you a plate.
That's funny right there. Okay. All right. Well, so we've talked about that. Now, what kind of sauces do you like as far as like mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, dipping sauces, even blue cheese, ranch, honey mustard? I mean,
keep going because she's gonna throw something out there that.
I mean, I like all of them.
I know she's got one that we've not heard.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
I really liked making my own. So one of my go-to things is mixing the mustard and the mayo together.
Yeah,
like
that's good.
Ham sandwich or something. Aioli. That's
what it's called. Yeah, that's really good. Hey, I'm going to get off of this a little bit and ask you, what was one of the weirdest things that ever happened to you as a stewardess, flight attendant?
Oh, there's so many. I've done 3 emergency landings. I've done.
Oh, wow.
For some reason, like there's a lot of crazy people. I would do transatlantic flights, so these flights were like 10 hours long.
Transatlantic, wow.
Yeah, so I would if you get a crazy, like you just gotta make sure they don't have any, sharp objects or anything. So but usually, a lot of people in distress.
Health wise or something, or
mentally usually.
Mentally?
Like a couple people like threatening to kill themselves on the plane.
Oh,
wow. Really? Wow.
Like a girlfriend broke up with them, or we had a paranoid schizophrenic once. That was kind of scary because he was off his medication. And then, a lot of crazy stories.
I'm changing it, but where's one of your favorite places you got to go?
Copenhagen. Barcelona. Oh my God. Barcelona probably a little bit better than Copenhagen, just because the dollar was stronger there, so I could afford to do more things. But Copenhagen is where Noma is, in Denmark, and that was the best restaurant in the world. Voted like 3 times. So I couldn't afford to eat there, but the chefs that would work there would wind up opening their own restaurants that weren't as expensive.
Yeah.
And so the food scene just kind of like exploded over there, and it's a really interesting place to go eat, and it's a really interesting like melting pot of cultures as well.
Yeah. Where have you been that you would like to live if you could?
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
Spain is really nice. Copenhagen is really nice. Europe is just nice in general. I probably wouldn't want to live in Norway because they're kind of
Cold.
stuck up.
Snobby a little bit, huh? Well, you know.
Like
We have that here in Piggott,
Yes, we
Arkansas. So some of
well,
it.
they have like a lot of restrictions, like they make the alcohol very expensive. They're not like, when it comes to like the 3, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, like everyone's like, Denmark's the most fun, Sweden's like in the middle, and then Norway is like,
Yeah.
and they'll cross the borders and stuff, kind of like we do in the States. Like some states you can't get fireworks in and that kind of thing. So they have a lot of that going on with like cigarettes and alcohol and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That's the thing about Americans. We don't like to be told no about anything, do we?
No.
Yeah. Pete said he landed sideways one time in Wellington, New Zealand. Any landing you can walk away is a good one. So, yeah.
That's
agree
true.
with that. Lana says, I heard high altitudes make some people go off the rails,
And
Well, some people that just get high go off the rails, Lana, I think, So, but yeah.
Well, a lot of people too will take sleeping pills and they drink. They'll drink and they like have a glass of wine, and it interacts very badly with sleeping pills. So they start sleepwalking and they don't understand what they're doing. So that was always entertaining. I had a magician once on the flight, and that was fun.
Billy says if Chef Grace is your flight attendant, you have a better chance of having an emergency landing. So,
well, we they're all successful.
Yeah.
We have a better chance of having a successful emergency.
Yeah. Our friend Bud's Backyard's in the house with us. Good to have Bud. He says, I'm considering that cupcake challenge. So I think Cam and Teresa are doing a cupcake deal. Stephen and Jacqueline has got a run. So, Stephen, we appreciate you, buddy, and all that you do. Wendy says I was on a plane and one of the engines went out and we had to make an emergency landing.
He might have been talking about
Mike says, night all, got to run. Have a good one. So, Mike, we appreciate you being here. Let's see, where are we at here? Well, we won't keep you much longer. I just got a couple more questions here. We're going to pop in and see. Chili. Is it, do you like chili with beans or without?
I think it has to have beans in it to be chili, no?
As long as you're not in Texas, they don't usually have beans in theirs. But
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't have a vegetarian Texas chili, huh?
Yeah. Well, you could. Yeah, that'd be great. What food have you never eaten that you'd really like to try sometime?
Well,
he was just telling you.
I have a terrible allergy to shellfish, so I always say if I'm gonna have my last meal, it's gonna be like some octopus or something crazy.
Not shrimp or lobster, but I want to try some octopus. All right,
waiting for shrimp.
Yeah.
Well, I became allergic when I was 12, so I kind of tasted the common ones already. Like I remember what they taste like. So
So you want to try something different? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that one?
I'm not sure. So
You're still.
I'm still tripping on the shrimp and lobster. She tried and had her tripping. Now she's wanting to go and get another hit off of this octopus. I'm not sure, but sounds good to me.
They make a baby octopus salad. It's an Italian salad.
Oh.
It's like a cold salad, and my
Yeah.
dad used to chase me around with it and freak
Oh.
me out. And I never tried it, and then I became allergic, and I kind of like regret never trying
Well, Jamie Mack says if you had a choice to go back as a pro in the pro kitchen as a professional, or would you go back on a plane? Which one would you pick?
a plane, for sure.
Back on the plane, yeah.
In the kitchen, it's like you're never going to make enough money to own your own kitchen, working in a kitchen, and there's really no union for kitchen workers.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to make enough money to buy your own restaurant. Like if I ran my own restaurant or, had something like that, that might be a different story. But, it's pretty much slave labor. Like,
Yeah.
and,
It's crazy.
I have a bachelor's degree and they want to pay me like, $13 an hour.
Yeah. Bud's backyard's got to take off. He says he's got to go. I have tags and thumbnails to make for next week's video. So appreciate you, Bud. Take care. Pete says Galician. I'm not sure. I can't pronounce that. They don't teach that in Arkansas. But Galatian. I'm not even sure. Anyway. Anyway, I'm glad you like it, Pete.
Like Irish, like Gaelic, like
Gaelic.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Got to elaborate on that one. Maybe you put it in phonetic.
He says it's good.
I don't know. I'm not going to eat anything I can't spell.
But he says it's good. He's
okay.
Yum.
As long as Pete, I'll take.
You can spell it. You just can't say it.
Yeah. That's right. So anyway, that's too much right there. I don't know. What's one thing that no one knows about you or would ever believe?
From 2005 to 2009, I was one of the top grapplers in the country.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
My brother and I,
if you don't like her dish, she'll throw you in a chokehold and make you like it, right? Cool.
Yeah. So, my brother is opening a jiu-jitsu school in Nevada. I'm going to go out there this month and help him fix it up. So.
Wow.
Cool. Wendy's got to leave on us. She says, bye, everyone. Need to feed the family. Wendy, we appreciate you being here and look forward to you being back with us sometime. Pete says it's a popular Spanish tapas dish. I'm not sure.
But how do you say it?
I don't know. Cam V. Galatian from Spain, right? Yeah. So I'm not sure. Anyway.
We'll have to look it up.
I'm not sure. Hey, have you got any pet peeves, Grace?
People that aren't allergic to anything, not trying the food.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it doesn't kill you, try it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Well, you got any hobbies?
Just the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I can't afford it right now, but I do the gardening too. But that's also kind of like part of the eating. So
yeah, I've been kind of watching a little bit of that of some of your stuff you're doing, and I know you're growing tomatoes and everything. Pete Thomas, he started doing some of that too, and
Galician.
Galician. Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a lisp.
I don't know.
King of Spain had a lisp, so everyone in Spain has to talk with a lisp when they speak Spanish.
Okay.
It's a true story.
So I need some Galician.
Barcelona. Yeah. Galician. Okay.
Galician.
That's neat.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Much. We learned so much on here.
I know, man. That's why I love doing this. Hey, I know you gotta love music. What's your favorite kind of music?
My boyfriend calls me like a 40-year-old man because I mostly listen to classic rock.
Classic rock. I love it. What's your favorite classic rock band?
I don't think I have a favorite band, but I really like Rolling Stones, that kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Hey.
Mhm.
Yeah. Lana says her kids do jujitsu. It looks like so much fun.
It is. You should try it out. It's great, and it's the best workout you'll ever get because
Yeah.
your mind's like, how do I stop this person from trying to kill me? And then you're not worried, like, oh my god, I'm so tired. Like you don't think about that at all.
Yeah. I heard that. He's talking about Creedence and Rolling Stones earlier. Have you ever been to a concert?
I've been to a few. My brother's a musician too, actually. So I used to go hang out at on Ludlow and the Lower East Side in New York and go to a lot of the live music shows there. Especially when he was playing, he's a rock and roll guy. I've been to a Santana concert, which was cool.
Yeah. Carlos Santana, I seen him one time at one of the Texas Jams in Dallas area. They used to have a deal called Texas Jam every year, and there'd be 7 or 8 bands. And I've seen ZZ Top, Carlos Santana, Steve Miller Band, Doobie Brothers. Gosh, I forget who all was there. There were several people there that year. That's great. But Carlos Santana put on a good show. So
I really want to see. I really want to see Gary Clark Jr. I've been listening to him a lot, and he's newer, but he's like his guitar playing is just so sick. I love it.
Pete says CCR and the Stones. That's good musical taste, lady. And Santana's brilliant. So absolutely. Pete's got a lot of good bands from over and across the pond there, you know. So I've seen the Stones twice. Matter of fact, the first time I seen the Rolling Stones was down in New Orleans in the Superdome and set a new world record for the most people on an indoor concert. And that was a wild show right there. I'll never forget that. I was about 17 years old, and we were definitely footloose and fancy free, no doubt about it. Pretty wild. But anyway, what's your favorite way to spend a day off? Of course, you're not working full time, but when you were, what was your favorite way to spend a day off?
Just doing something with Noelle. Just going to the beach or going out to eat or hanging out, going exploring. I like to go to new places.
You haven't talked him into helping you on videos yet, though, huh?
Yeah, he works so much that maybe after he gets his license, you've seen him in like the salsa recipe.
Yeah,
he's a really funny guy.
And the nachos recipe, I seen that.
Nachos recipe, yeah. So sometimes I get him in there. I was trying to get him in the pumpernickel one, but he just got off work and he's like, no.
Billy's got
never had pumpernickel bread before, so I was like, I want to get someone who's never had it before to try it. And he was.
Billy's got a boogie, so good to have you with us, Billy. Good to see you, man. Take care, buddy. But we're going to ask you a couple more. We're going to call it 2. It's running a little late, so we got to get ready for that surgery in the morning and everything. So we won't keep you much longer. But what are you most grateful for?
Just to it's not right now. It's not like the best of times, but it could have been a lot worse. So I'm just thankful for where I am right now, and that I have Noelle to help me out. And he's such a good partner. Like I guess I'm probably most thankful for him right now.
Yeah.
Which is cheesy, but.
Yeah, that's good.
He's not here, so he doesn't have to hear it.
Well, if you don't mind me asking a personal question, you said when he gets his license, what is he trying to get?
Aircraft mechanic license. That's why
really
we
cool.
came to Florida. He came so he could study and do that. So
cool. That's awesome. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Wait to hear this one.
Yeah.
Probably either marijuana or I beat someone up.
Either marijuana or beat somebody up,
She knows how
if you don't like octopus, I'm gonna put you in a headlock. Yeah, I hear you.
You don't have to like it. You just have to try it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Well, hey, before we go, I'm sure that you would probably like to say something to all the people in the chat room and certainly to your subscribers. What would you like to say out of these folks before we go?
Thanks for showing up, guys. I really appreciate it. Kind of so many people. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's real cool. Well, you've been a real good sport, and we certainly appreciate you being here with us. And look forward to maybe having you on again sometime if you'd like to, and we'll maybe pick up in a year from now and see how we've all progressed or whatever. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So, what are you punching me for, Teresa?
I wasn't punching.
Oh, I thought she was punching me.
I was answering Kim.
Okay. All right. Well, Grace, we appreciate it. Folks in the chat room, we appreciate all you guys. If you've not yet been over to Chef Grace's place, check out her videos. Be sure and give her a thumbs up. Leave her a comment and tell her you've seen her on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. And if you hadn't subscribed, be sure and hit that subscribe button. And I know she'll certainly appreciate that. If you've not yet hit the thumbs up button on this video, we pray that you'll go ahead and do that. And we appreciate it, folks. Y'all have a great week. Be sure and keep Teresa in your prayers and your thoughts for tomorrow. And we'll try to update anybody, that send us a text or email or at least on our next live video. So you guys have a great week. We've enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys soon. Y'all take care. It's Mike and Mrs. Cast Iron, along with Chef Grace. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.